welcome back to a new chatty video. It's been a little while.
Yes, and we're going to talk about our upcoming trips. Not a trip announcement because we've already said about that we're going.
Yeah.
So
I think everyone knows that we're going for my birthday.
Go for the birthday. So, but it's more. We're just going to talk about the trip, what we're doing. We're going to answer some Q&As. We've had quite a few questions that we're going to answer, so it could be that as we're chatting, we just answer those anyway. So thank you for all those questions. We'll try and get as many done as we actually can, and we'll probably answer a few as well separately, just so it goes. But if you haven't watched us before, I'm Aid.
I'm Lisa.
And welcome to our channel. Yep.
We're going to do a separate video on food more, because I think food is one of the biggest topics for Disney. And so we're going to actually, I think it deserves its own video, doesn't it?
Because that's what Disney's about, isn't it?
Food.
It's just food. Whatever we actually, we're going to talk about that actually just briefly, is the fact whenever we talk about Disney things, it always seems to be about either what snacks or what quick serves or what drink or what something else. But it is such a big thing for us.
We love food. I know not everybody is into food.
Yep.
Sometimes it's fuel. That's what's for some people food
it's
is.
Just a purpose to keep going.
It's our life. I wake up in the morning, I think of food. I look forward to cooking. I love food shopping. I love meal planning. So food for us is a real big part.
Yeah. Yes. No. 100%. So so we will touch on a couple of the bits because there have been some questions about food and snacks and things like that. So we'll touch on those. But yeah, we are planning to do a separate video on food that hopefully will go up next week.
No idea.
Knows?
I'll let you deal with that.
If we can.
Right.
Anyway.
Let's crack on.
Well, should we talk about our trip in general?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. So
bit of an overview?
We're going in less than 2 weeks as we film this.
Yes.
So I'm not sure when that is when this goes up.
Well, this originally started off as a... Should we just... Because we haven't really spoken about this at all. We've done a bit on Instagram. We've never actually really said about it. This started off as just...
a week away.
A week away. We're just going to do a week.
We were going to celebrate our wedding anniversary and my
Your
birthday within the same week. We got married in Orlando, it'll be 18 years ago this anniversary. And we've never been back on our wedding anniversary since. So it's been 18 years since we've been there. And
I think that was a question actually. I think Georgia asked that, why this time, why we're going this. And so in actual fact, that is probably the main reason is our anniversary. And it's your birthday.
And I'm turning 50 and it feels like a massive thing, and I didn't hit 40 very well. I ignored it. We went to an antique store and had lunch. I had soup and we went just
That's more like the 70s.
Yeah, we went to our local pub in the evening, just the two of us, and that was it. I didn't tell anyone, and so I feel very different about hitting 50. I think my whole mindset's changed about getting older, and I feel quite proud, to be honest. But I also feel that I wanted to do something, and I don't think I just wanted to be at home. So I thought I really want to be in Disney. I love Disney. Just the two of us.
Yeah, and it's going to be so nice. We will actually go back, I think. We're going to hopefully go back to where we did actually get married. We have been back. We've actually stayed there. It's at Bahama Bay. So if you followed us and seen our vlogs before... in 2022 was the last time we were back there, and it was so nice to go back there because our previous experience, we loved it there, but our last one wasn't probably the best of experiences. But it's really improved.
It's in the past.
It's in the past, but I'm glad we went back. Like I watched our videos before. We like doing different things now, stay in different places.
But we never used to.
We never
always used to only stay at Bahama Bay.
It always used to be there, but it was nice to go back again because after having that bad experience, we thought we'd never probably go back, and that felt quite sad in some ways because it was such a special place, so many memories there. So so we're going to go back and visit. We're not staying there, but we're just going to go and see where we got married.
If they'll let us in.
If they let us in. Not like we've done anything wrong, just if they'll let us in.
Because they have gated security, so they don't have to let other people in.
Exactly, so I'm sure it won't be a problem.
They've always let us in the past when we've gone back for a little bit of memory reliving.
Walking down memory lane, isn't it? So
that's why we're going back this time of year. So as you were saying, it started off a week, and then we ended up making it a little bit longer. When it came to booking flights, we It
We
was
thought
2 weeks, wasn't it?
it
we
then
ended up doing.
it then turned it turned into almost 2 weeks then.
Yeah, you're right. Cause we've
And
got,
it stayed
yeah.
2 weeks for a long time.
I think it was 11 days.
Actually, it wasn't quite 2 weeks, was it? So
yeah, you're right, actually. And then we got back with the family in September. We had such a lovely time, but we didn't get the quality time on our own. So we got back, and literally the day after we landed, I called up Virgin and I changed our flights and added on a few extra nights at the start.
Does anyone else do that? I think other people do. It kind of, it just felt right, didn't it?
We just wanted some more time on our own.
And so it just is now. How long are we away for?
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. So we're thoroughly looking forward to it. We've not been this time of year for a long time. We obviously
It's 2023.
What March was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was February. Was it February into March?
We arrived in February, and then
Right.
I think we left like the 7th of March, something like that.
It's actually quite a nice time to go.
Not really when we're going though.
Well.
We're going spring break.
Yeah, we're going spring break, so we know it's going to
yeah.
be busy. But we know also, like for example, the parks. We have been before. We're annual pass holders. So we're just going to take it as it comes.
I wish my parents had planned my birth a lot better so it didn't fall on spring break.
Maybe that wasn't their thought when they were
the American spring breaks.
Perhaps they should have checked the calendar, shouldn't they?
Yeah, when they were teenagers. I don't think it was planned actually.
So in respect to that, it's going to be a busy time, but in some ways it's a nice time because a lot of people ask us a question that they obviously are tied to holiday times, school holiday times. A lot of people talk about going in August or particular times of the year like that, and can be unbearable heat-wise. March can be a lovely temperature, but also at the moment they've been having quite, should we say, cooler weather. So
it's due to warm up again when
warm up when we get there. It's going to be in the mid-high 20s, isn't it? So,
but also though the mornings and evenings can be a bit chillier, which I'm quite looking forward to.
Which I think is something to bear in mind if you are planning a trip. Although it might be lovely during the day, and for us from the UK, like mid-high 20s, like high 70s, low 80s is a lovely temperature, and it's also lovely to be able to be out in like all day if you wanted to. Just remember, those mornings are a little bit chilly.
Take a cardigan.
Yeah.
Right, what else are we talking about? You're in charge of all the questions and everything today.
Okay, so we did have one there about when we're going to be in WDW in Walt Disney World. So I think we've kind of answered that there. Have we made any Disney dining reservations?
Okay.
I know we're going to talk about food, but we may as well just briefly say I've
made some that I need to cancel. Actually, I cannot cancel them. It just keeps.
We had this before.
I know. It's just not letting me.
Has anyone else had that experience on the My Disney Experience app about not being able to cancel reservations? It just goes round and round.
Into an error.
But in regard to the reservations, I think there's a couple that we do have. Basically, one for our anniversary, one for your birthday.
Yes.
So
we did have some other ones. However, should we go on to this? Because I know one of the questions you mentioned was who's going with us.
Yeah,
and this kind of like goes on to our plans.
Yeah, and this is how I wanted to do this because we were just going to chat, and as we answer one, it kind of like we go on to some other questions. So yeah, who's going? So this is I'll let you talk about this.
So it was supposed to be just us, and then just before Christmas, my sister also booked a trip during when we're going as well. So they're going for a week over our stay.
We should have said we're going in April.
So, and I have to say, I'm really looking forward to spending my birthday with my sister. I'm really, really excited, and we'll talk about my birthday plans. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward. But we've changed our dining,
There was somewhere
some things.
Somewhere you wanted to go to for your birthday, and may as well say actually to Toledo's in
Coronado Springs.
Why whenever I think of Coronado, I always think of Caribbean. I think the word Caribbean. Yeah, Coronado. In actual fact, because of our other plans for that day, I think it's probably, I'm not saying good that we're not, but it would have been a lot of going here and there.
Yeah.
So in some ways, we still would love to go there, but not this trip maybe.
Yeah. So we've now got Sonar on our wedding anniversary. We're having a bit of an Animal Kingdom day on our wedding anniversary, aren't we? So we're going there for lunch, which I'm really excited about. And then we've booked Ohana for my birthday. There was lots of kind of chats, where do I want to go? But that seems to be the best option, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ticks all the boxes.
And just going back to talk about your sister very briefly here as well, it's their first trip that they've been away on their own. So
as in, not just Disney, ever. Without the kids.
Without the kids. So in some ways, they're wanting time to themselves. So I would say that they're there, but we're not like there together, if that makes sense.
She hasn't even got an itinerary. They're just going. I think they want lots of downtime. Whatever parks they do.
So
might be first thing in the morning.
So we'll meet up, probably drinks. If we're in the same park at the same time, we're going to hang out and things like that.
Evenings and things.
But I think that there's no sort of hard and fast plans about, yes, we're going to have this day here and that day there. We're going to be doing our thing, and they're obviously doing their thing. But obviously we will see each other, and also spending your birthday. I think that's the key one, isn't it? Spending your birthday.
There may also be somebody else joining us on part of the trip. I'm not going to say yet. Because it's not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
But we're still waiting to hear, aren't we?
Are you excited for that one?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Watch this space.
Well, yeah. We don't know at the moment. So, but that will change things completely when that person comes, won't it?
Yes.
If they come.
Yes. So
yeah.
Right, let's have a look on here.
Yeah, it's been very difficult to plan this trip actually, because we had our plans and keeps changing, doesn't it? And now things might completely change all over again.
What are you looking forward to most of this trip?
My birthday, actually. I'm really looking forward to my birthday.
That's actually quite a nice day, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're going to start off with Joffrey's. I really want a frozen cappuccino dream on the morning of my birthday. When we were asked about snacks as well, and I have to say, I have never found a cold coffee that I've liked, and it was Ben, my brother-in-law, that introduced us to the frozen cappuccino dreams on this last trip, and it's now one of my favourite things.
Yeah, and I think others that have seen that we've tried it, they've tried it, and I think they've absolutely loved it as well. So it is.
So I want to start my birthday with a frozen cappuccino dream, and then we've booked. And there's a little bit of a story behind this. We've booked the Keys to the Kingdom tour, which is the behind the scenes tour at Magic Kingdom. I really, really, really wanted to do that, and we were ready to book it when the time was coming at 60 days, and it didn't happen. And
no days were showing.
For the whole 10 days, it was like the 14th to the 24th.
Yeah, one day popped up, so we thought, well, perhaps it's not on. It couldn't have just all sold out.
It was all grey, and then it continued after the 24th, and we just thought, typical, it's not available. So we did book at the Animal Kingdom Trek on my birthday, which I really want to do that, but I was a little bit disappointed because I really wanted to do Keys to the Kingdom. Plus, there were only 2 spaces, and I really wanted to spend the birthday with my sister, so it meant that she couldn't join us. And then it was just recently. It was just the other day we were in bed, and I said to you, "Oh, have you checked the app?"
First thing in the morning, and I just went on there and saw it, and it was available. So just by chance. So also another little tip there. Keep checking things on My Disney Experience, because you never know. Although the date should have been released, I did actually also Google, and I think it's like Plan Disney, and they said sometimes it's not always at that exact time, so they actually said to check back. So one thing to remember with things like that, booking things like excursions and tours, you have to have a VPN to be able to book those.
That's a good point.
Which we have. So we're able to do that. If you don't, you can still call up to do it, can't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can do it on your phone or a computer, you need to have a VPN. So to do that,
it worked out much cheaper than I expected. Actually, we get 15% discount with being DVC members.
Yes.
And it worked out it showed on my credit card in pounds, £105 each. Which for a 5-hour walking tour is really good. It's not something we're going to be able to film. You're not allowed cameras because you go on all the secret bits and pieces, but we will talk about it in the video after, won't we?
I think it's also something we haven't actually spoken about is we haven't actually said where we're staying.
Yeah, hold on, we're still talking about the plans on my birthday.
Oh, sorry. I was just going on about where we actually, my head was thinking where we were. Sorry.
And then I want some pool time, so they'll go back to their hotel, we'll go back to our hotel.
Cool.
We're at Bay Lake at that point, so we're right next to Magic Kingdom, which is so nice to be able to wander back and forth. And then we're meeting at Ohana for tea, And then I would like to go to Top of the World for our favourite cocktails. Pirate's Curse.
Curse Pirate. Oh, is it Curse?
Curse Pirate, you're right.
Curse Pirate, yeah.
If we could get, I don't know, because you have to get in the lounge there really early to watch the fireworks. That would be my chosen place, I think, to watch Happily Ever After. And then we've also got...
Is it extra hours?
Extra hours that night as well.
So I think Magic Kingdom's open till 1.
Yeah, I'm a bit gutted actually. Well, that hasn't confirmed that at the
No,
moment.
we think it might be.
The park hours are until 9, which means Extra Magic would be till 11. But they've just changed the park hours the week before, which now means it's open till 11, which means...
Extra hours is 1 a.m.
to 1, which then screws up your next morning. We actually prefer the earlier closing, don't we?
You make the most of your birthday, though.
Yeah, it's a very long birthday, yeah.
Especially after a Cursed Pirate or 2.
So we'll see, but I'm guessing the park hours will change.
Are we going to do our challenge?
No.
No.
We're just going to have a really nice evening.
Just for people that may not have seen the vlogs on previous trips when we've had extra hours, we've seen how many rides we could get done in those extra hours.
I think we've done that a couple of times.
Was it 13 we managed?
It's the most, yeah.
And that included rides like Small World, which seemed to take like forever. And Haunted Mansion.
No, that was the previous time.
Was it?
Yeah, we didn't do those ones the next time. Right, so yeah, that's my birthday plans, and that's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I'd like to actually touch about where we're actually staying, maybe, because I don't think we spoke about that to start off with, because we said that we originally had like 10 days, we added a bit this and we did that. So we're staying when we first got there, well, when we first get there, at the...
Well, we originally booked Wilderness Lodge,
Yes.
Copper Creek, and then Bay Lake Tower.
Yes.
So that's with our DVC points. So that was our original stay.
Kind of a bit of a split stay.
Yeah.
Sort of half and half.
Then we needed to book something a bit more sort of last minute when we got back. It's not last minute, but we'd obviously already booked our trip. So we decided to book somewhere completely different, and we asked out on Instagram quite a lot for some tips and advice. And we decided we wanted to stay in walking distance of Disney Springs. So we're in Lake Buena Vista, right next to Disney Springs, and we've never actually stayed in that location before, have we?
No, and it's actual fact that the last trip someone stopped and said hi to us. That's where we heard about it, is because they were staying there, and they said about how great it was for the location. You still have the perks of the Disney hotels, but it's not a Disney hotel, because what do they call them?
You get in for the early opening at the parks. Yeah, they're like the neighbourhood hotels.
Yeah, and there is the transportation,
free shuttles.
So the free shuttles. So we're going to be we want to try those things out as well, because if we find that it's something that works really well, one, we'll go back again, but two, we'd obviously pass that all on to everyone here so that they know. And
we've got a Joffrey's in the lobby that is open from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, and what I was going to talk about the location and about your birthday, that's what made me think about where we were staying. The one great thing about staying, well, obviously where we're staying there is the Joffrey's, but also Bay Lake, is the fact that the Joffrey's in there, in the Contemporary, opens at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm. We like an early morning coffee. We're early risers. At home we're awake about 5 a.m. and unfortunately we still wake up that time on holiday, don't we? So even when we go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning.
We're still up at 5.
Yeah. So that's where we're staying this trip. So we're really excited to be staying somewhere new.
I think that actually brings us on quite nicely to a question someone asked about any tips about staying on site. Mm-hmm. So what would you say?
Definitely use the perks. Do the extra hour in the morning. If you're in a deluxe, use the...
Is it an extra hour or extra half hour?
Extra half an hour in the morning, yeah. But if you're in a deluxe resort or you're at the Swan and Dolphin, use the evening extended hours as well. That really does make a difference.
I think one other tip as well, check out the transportation that your hotel offers. Now, anyone that is new here and not been, Disney does offer complimentary transportation. That used to mainly just be bus and monorail and boat. Sounds quite a lot really, doesn't it? But they've obviously added Skyliner now. So whatever resort you're staying at, please check what transportation is on offer at what resort, because not all of them you can get a bus. If there is a Skyliner from that resort, is it correct that they don't put buses on unless the Skyliner is closed due to weather or other reasons like that? I think so. It's very key to check that. Also check the actual overall layout of the resort, because some of them are quite large, aren't they?
Yeah, also as well, because some of them are larger, like Abe just said as well, if you've got like different bus stops, it could be you really want to be on that first bus stop in the morning. So make sure then that you can maybe request that particular area. I think that's quite key.
Yeah.
The other thing as well, check out, again, like I said about the perks and that, but have a look at what your resort offers.
Food is one, for example. We've mentioned about this before, about when we stay on site, we actually find the value resorts, their choice of food seems to be a lot better than a lot of the deluxe resorts. And we would choose that over the deluxe resorts.
But also have a look, they, for some of them do the campfires in the evening where you can get your free toasted marshmallows. They do movie nights. They also do, a lot of them do like arts and crafts and different things. For example, Wilderness Lodge, they do a free tour every morning of the resort.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
There's so many different things. There's a running trail around some of them. Right, sorted the battery.
So another question is, any firsts that we are doing this trip?
I've still got my glasses on. Well, staying off-site by Disney Springs, that's the first for us.
Yep.
Which I'm really looking forward to.
This is another thing as well, the fact, although we have been back, and this is actually our 14th trip back to Disney World in Florida, there's still things that we haven't done and want to do.
We're going to try and get to Kennedy Space Centre. We tried in the last one and it didn't happen. I feel really bad because my mum really wanted to go.
There's a couple other plans as well of things we would like to do off-site.
Yes, that's true as well.
There's a really cool thrift place that is actually, is it specifically a Disney one?
I don't know, but we wanted to go there last time as well and that didn't happen.
So there
really
are.
Want to do that. There's also a couple of things we want to do in Disney as well that we again wanted to do last time. We didn't get round to doing. It's on the itinerary, but that doesn't mean anything, does it?
I think it's quite nice though to have things, but then some things change because of, for example, weather. Last time we did have quite a bit of rain, didn't we? So that did make a bit of a difference.
That's a really good point. Actually, that had such a big impact on our trip last time.
Whereas it's the first trip I think we've really been affected by the rain and the weather.
Yeah.
And it was unusual because there was a lot more of it. Typically, it rains, it stops, great, clear for the afternoon, and away you go and carry on. This, it just seemed to just randomly rain. And even a lot of locals are saying we've not seen it like this before. So, we're thankful it wasn't storms. I mean,
we got really lucky, to be honest, didn't it?
Yeah.
You can deal with a bit of rain, you can't deal with a hurricane.
Exactly.
There was a couple of hurricanes after we left, so we got really lucky.
But I think what we like to do is we obviously have our planning. If you've seen any of our planning videos, if not, go and check them out on the channel. But we like to have our itinerary. Doesn't mean we have to stick to it. So there are things on there that we want to do, we like to do, but then if we wake up and we feel we don't want to do that, well, we just change and do something else. So
there's quite a few different things, and if the person joins us that we're not sure, then we'll be doing other firsts as well.
Question I actually quite like here as well is about that. How did you book this trip, and how long have you been planning?
So we always planned to come for my birthday anyway. Well, we have done for a long time.
Yep. But then, how long have we actually been planning it? When did we actually book this trip?
As soon as the flights came out.
So that was almost like 11 months, wasn't it? And to answer how we actually book our trips, leading on to your point then, we do everything individually. We book our flights, we book our accommodation. I mentioned earlier on, we're annual pass holders, so we've already got tickets.
We did DVC points for that part of the Disney part. We've done Virgin Miles and we used a companion voucher as well. Yeah,
so for us it kind of works out quite easy because we kind of have to book our accommodation ourselves anyway if we're staying on site. And
then the off-site hotel we actually booked through, we booked that ourselves through the travel agency that we belong to. So we were really lucky because we got a really good deal. And we get the commission back on that as well. Yeah. So that was really, really good. That's really, really helped our trip actually, isn't it? Definitely. It cost us quite a bit more actually. So. But, I'll leave the details down. If anyone has any questions, I'll leave the link down below. If you want to ask anything about that. We've always booked sort of everything individually, haven't we? And I think in regard to planning, go back, from when we first started our trips, when we used to go sort of, every couple of years,
we would probably start planning our trip the moment we got back from our trip that we'd just been on, because we love the planning. And I think that really, not everyone does, but we love our planning. I think when you go back, you kind of know the type of things what you want to do, but we still plan, don't we? So, but we find that enjoyable.
Something else as well, I forgot to mention, although it's not a first, it's something we haven't done for a long time. We decided very recently, after chatting with friends, to add the Disney dining plan.
That was another question.
I know,
as well.
I just thought about that, but it kind of like with new things. We did the Disney dining plan when it was free on our booking in 2017. We then joined DVC in 2018, so we haven't actually booked through Disney Direct like that since. However, we did decide to add it on to a part of our trip. It can only be for a whole trip. You can't add it on to like half of your trip. But because we've booked through DVC, we've actually got 2 separate bookings.
Yep.
So we've added it onto one of our bookings. So while we're staying at Wilderness Lodge, which is also while my sister is staying, and she's got the free Disney dining plan on hers. We decided to give it a go again. Well, last time we did the deluxe plan because we were at Beach Club. But this time we've added the quick service plan on as well, haven't we?
So, which gives us a snack each a day, snack credit, and is it 2 quick serves?
2 quick serves.
And do we get a drink with those quick serves, don't we?
We get an alcoholic beverage.
We get an alcoholic beverage with that.
So we've been doing lots of research in that, and we get our refillable mugs as well. So we were like weighing up the pros and cons, the costs, and so we are going to be doing a little video of can we beat the dining plan?
Yes,
Which we're quite excited about. I am anyway.
Yeah, and friends of ours have actually just come back and they've done a similar thing, and they kind of like looked at what they had and they found that it was worthwhile. But I think
it saved them $90, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it depends how you use it, because I think there's options there. Like for example, you were looking at some snacks, weren't you? Is it the dome cakes?
Oh, yes.
As an example.
So Kelly and Dan, our friends, have just come back and they said to go to Amorette's in Disney Springs. The beautiful dome cakes, they're $10 each. And
it's a snack.
And they said nearly everything in there is a snack credit.
Which obviously is going to be better than going for like a donut at Joffrey's, which is what, $4 or $5. It's not all about, well, it is about how much it costs. You're trying to save.
Well,
you
also
want to use
for us
it.
because we've actually paid for it as well. It's not something that we've had free included.
Yeah, and I think also when we did it before, it gave us the opportunity to try places and go to places. So in some ways, if we were to see this snack, like the dome, are they called dome cakes?
I don't know. But
or what are they called? They're like dome. They do different ones. There's one like a goofy one and a mini one, but they're all different like flavours, and they look really nice actually. But at $10, would we actually say to ourselves, "Oh, let's try one of those," or even share one of those? We might not. Whereas this time, it might be the nicest thing we've tried. So I think that's actually another aspect. It lets you try things maybe you wouldn't look at before. So that's the way we're looking at it. So that'd be quite nice.
I'm really excited actually. I think it'd be really nice.
So I think that kind of touches on the dining plan. What was our reason why we chose the dining plan? Was it just
thought it would be fun
to try it out?
Yeah, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, because we know people and it is on offer, and also it's something we can like feedback how we've actually found it. So everyone watching here, if they're wondering about it, that can actually be something we can maybe give some advice on how we found it.
It's quite nice as well, actually, having a big portion of your holiday where the food's already paid for. So like my sister, for example, going on her trip, it feels like an all-inclusive trip to her.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I quite like it. We've paid for it, and it's a big portion of our holiday where the food's already paid. Okay, so just going through a few more questions. Tracy here has asked if we're doing a road trip as well. This particular trip, no. We did think about it originally, but we're actually thinking about doing a really big road trip next year, aren't we? So this is just going to be Disney. And what are you both most looking forward to, and what's top of your snack list? What would you say?
I don't know. Well, I always love my jalapeno poppers, so that's always the top of my list.
For your snacks?
I could just eat those like every day.
So top of my list is definitely going to be my birthday. I'm most looking, and our wedding anniversary. I'm so looking forward to that day. Snack list. There's a few different snacks that I've got on the list. There's one, I can't remember what it's called. It's in Animal Kingdom, and it's like a pineapple sundae type thing with crunchy
Is it
bits.
warm?
No.
Okay.
It's crunchy. I'm really looking forward to
That other one that we had at was it the launch pad? That was nice.
The bubble cake. The
was
bubble
it the
bread.
bubble cake? The bubble bread. That was nice.
Yeah. I wasn't overly excited about it. So I'm looking forward to those. I really would like a Mickey waffle because we didn't get round to that last time either.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking, talking about the parks, because I've just noticed it says what parks you look forward to as well. I think I'm looking forward to enjoying the fireworks.
Are you?
Yeah, because I think last time, whether it was because it was quite busy, I don't know. But
it's always busy for the fireworks, though.
I know, but we really missed Happily Ever After when it wasn't on. And we've been back, and I don't think we've actually properly enjoyed them. And that sounds wrong, but I think
there's always been things that happen like this was one of my worst experiences for the fireworks. Let me know if this would have bothered you. We were watching it from the bridge. This was 2023, and we were staying at Bay Lake Tower. The bridge, 5 floors up. And you can stand there and watch the fireworks. It's so lovely. You can hear the music. Somebody was holding their baby. It was a toddler over the edge. So the baby's feet were dangling down. I felt sick. I could not stop watching this baby. I was so distracted. It was just awful. It was a Michael Jackson moment, wasn't it?
It really was.
He had his child over the balcony.
For example, if this guy had got like someone bumped into him or something like that.
I just felt sick.
Because also the ledge isn't something that is
it
slopes away as well. So,
but it's things like that. Or we had another one in Magic Kingdom, and we stood at the back, and we were having our moment. Nobody else was having a moment, and it was like you know when you put a video on
a time lapse,
time lapse, and it's like that. Everyone, and it was
like the fireworks weren't going on. It was almost like people were somewhere else. And we thought we'd go, but because we wanted to get out of the park quite sort of quickly afterwards. I can't remember why, but we were just...
No, we were there for extra magic, and then we met my friend Joe afterwards.
That was it. So we were there, and we thought we'd just enjoy them here. We'd watch at the end of Main Street. Loads of space, just take them all in. But no one else seemed to be doing that. Everyone just seemed to be just busy everywhere.
Busy. Yeah, it was really peculiar.
So that's why I'm looking forward to the fireworks, because we do love them. We've really loved them before.
We did think about booking the dessert party, actually, didn't we?
Yeah.
I really did consider that, to then have that special time with the fireworks afterwards. I didn't end up booking it. But then I went back a bit later thinking, I wish I had, and it was all fully booked. So, yeah, I think if you want to book something, I think take my advice and book it, because you can always cancel it afterwards.
We've said that before as well about like buying things in the stores. If you see something... and you feel that it's something you really want, do grab it, because of course you can always return it back to any of the Disney stores. But
yeah, with the reservations, you can cancel things up to the same day.
Yep.
So if you are thinking about something, definitely sort of book ahead.
One other little tip as well, if you are planning to book like either excursions or other things, make sure you have your credit card or payment details on file, because that saves time when you then go to make the reservation, because you will need that when you do it. So it saves you having to put that in there. I think you do get a certain amount of time, don't you, to be able to complete the payments.
Yeah, you do.
So a little tip there as well, just make sure your payment details are in there.
It's only about 10 minutes, I think. Also as well, because you always just assume that everybody knows this, but you forget sometimes that people haven't done it before when they watch. But the dining reservations, Disney dining reservations, open 60 days beforehand. Google to check the time, because with time differences it does change throughout the year.
Yes.
But some of them go quickly. But if you're staying on site at Disney and you've got like a week's booking or something, you can book then your reservations for the whole of that week. And I believe it's now up to 10 days of your trip that you can book. So it's definitely worth doing that.
Yeah.
Getting in early with your bookings.
Yeah, so I think the other thing as well, resort hopping is something that we're going to be enjoying.
Yes, we're really looking forward. That's something else new, to having a look around the new Poly Hotel as well. Really looking forward
Yes.
to that. We want to try out the little bar there because we do love a bar. I would love to be able to get into Trader Sam's with my sister. She has. There's lots of things that they haven't done. We really wanted to hire the boat with them last time as well, and that was one of our rainy afternoons, and it was just due to rain all afternoon.
And we couldn't go on them anyway because they were closed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And we were there at the Grand Floridian, but that was all closed. So I would like to do that. I'd love to do Trader Sam's with them. That would be really fun. Because we haven't done that for a long time. Somebody also asked the question about lightning lanes as well, didn't they?
Yes. Someone said, will we be trying lightning lanes? Now, it's actually quite good timing. We've I say deliberately held off doing this video. We've just not got around to it though. But the announcement this week about both Tiana's and Guardians now becoming normal or non-virtual queue.
What's your thoughts on that? We are gutted, aren't we?
Yeah, in actual fact, it's interesting. So I put this on Instagram as a question. Somebody came back in regards to their thoughts on this, and although the virtual queue is great, you obviously can't tell necessarily when you're going to ride it. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if you would like to definitely ride it at night time, like we've done the rides at night, and they've been really cool.
Yeah.
But with the virtual queue, you can't really say when you can or you can't. So in some ways, okay, that is something to consider. One thing I did like about the virtual queues is the fact of like that callback time. You knew then that that's when you needed to head. It's a bit like having your fast pass return time. So you know that you want to kind of be around. So we actually, what would you say we actually kind of found it worked for us?
I really enjoyed it.
We really enjoyed it. Apart from Tiana's, where they had some issues with the ride actually being down, which nothing to do with the virtual queue.
No.
It's actually the ride itself. But we found it was a great way to be able to ride Guardians. Mm-hmm. We've probably ridden Guardians more times because of that than if we'd be stood waiting in the queue.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So for us, that's worked really well.
But the question was about lightning lanes.
Lightning lanes.
We've only used it once before. That was when it first came out, and it didn't work very well for us. We used it in Magic Kingdom on a really, really busy day.
We used it thinking, great, we want to try it out, see how it works.
But it was so busy that there was no availability. We basically paid each for the lightning lane, and we rode Teacups and Aladdin, and that was it. There was nothing else available, was there? Until later in the day. But the park was so busy, we ended up leaving. We didn't want to stay in the park, and that's all we used it for. And we weren't planning
to go back.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. That was at the time that when they released it, and the prices of the Lightning Lane were actually not so reasonable, but they were a lot cheaper than they are now. Some of the prices are absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
And if there's two of us, but we were looking at it for Epcot. And I think on a particular day, was it last week? Was it $40 each?
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
But I think it was around, was it 30 something, $30-something each? So that's the other question as well, because that's a lot of money.
But you're also spending a lot of money then, and potentially not riding or spending a lot of your day in queues. So I think we will be using it again. I'm not sure exactly what days, like our first day. Actually, that's something else new that we've got. And something I'm really looking forward to. Our first day.
Well, your mind just goes from one thing to another.
No, I just suddenly thought about that, because we're not going to use the lightning lane on our first day, because we're at Magic Kingdom in the morning, but then we've got Wine Bar George reservation for brunch. So we're only going to be in the park for the morning, and then we're not sure what we're doing in the evening at the moment.
One other tip that actually someone gave us last time, afterwards remembered it as well, about the lightning lane. When we tried it before and it didn't work out for us on that day, someone had said and gave some advice that they'd used it where they'd actually stacked their rides for the evening.
But that's the thing, if you're not going back to a park in the evening.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying a way to make the most of it. If you know you are going to do it, rather than stress during the day thinking, oh, I can't get this, can't get that. Use it. So if you are going to have an evening in a park, that's what I remember now. So if we we actually did do that, I thought, did we try it again?
No, we didn't. The kids did it. Louis and Maisie did it.
That's it. Yeah. Yes. So basically, that was something that if we do it, we might try that. If we know we're going to be somewhere in the evening, get it. But then I think, I've heard other people, for example, they did the Hollywood Studios and did quite a few of the rides and managed to get them done.
Yeah.
in like a matter of hours.
We've
kind of
just
thing.
got to look at the itinerary, because at the moment our itinerary is quite... We've still got to make part reservations because we're annual pass holders.
Yep.
So we've done that, but we don't... Our itinerary is quite loose really at the moment. We still don't really know what we're doing in the evenings, and we kind of, because it's just the two of us, we kind of just want to be a bit more spontaneous, don't we? So we're not sure at the moment. But we will be, I think, trying it out, won't we?
I think we'd like to try it again, mainly just to, again, give our feedback on that, because I know there's going to be other people that may want to try it. And I can understand if people have only got like one day in a park,
Yeah.
it could be that that works for them and they're happy to pay that. And if it means you get onto rides that you wouldn't be able to, then
Yeah.
great.
Claire says, what's your best travel tip you've learnt planning this trip?
Best travel tip?
Oh, something I've learned actually. I was asking, I put out a thing on Instagram about the lounges at Heathrow. We've always used the number 1 lounge, but there's also Aspire, and we use the Dragon Pass, so we get it, the lounge access free included with Aid's bank account. And for the first time, it actually came up with the option we could book Aspire or number 1 lounge. So I thought, actually, should we go and try Aspire? But before I booked it, I actually did a little poll and a chat thing on Instagram, and so many people came back with negative comments about Aspire.
But it was more than just like a couple, wasn't it?
It was quite a lot.
It was all the same type of thing as well, wasn't it?
Much busier, but also about how if your flight's delayed, you're not allowed to stay in the lounge. You have only got that limited time. Food not being great, but there was lots and lots of negativity actually about Aspire, so we've stuck with the number 1 lounge, but that was something I didn't know beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite... I'm just trying to think if there's anything else as well in regards to planning, tips for planning on this trip.
We're staying at a Premier Inn, by the way, the night before. Got a cracking deal on that actually.
Did we?
Yeah, I rebooked it. I booked it originally when it first came out, and then the price came down, so always check your prices. I booked it on a flexible rate, and then the prices come down. We've got a premium room again for £58.
That's really good, isn't it?
I'm chuffed about that.
We're looking forward to that, actually.
Yeah, me too. We've booked a really early taxi to get there to stay.
To actually almost... We've more or less got the day there, haven't we?
Yeah, we are off work. It's a Saturday, so...
Why not?
We're
That's
flying
a
on a...
Friday.
Sorry, yeah. So, yeah, we thought we'd make the most of it.
And I think there's just one more here to ask is, do you think you'd go have another trip this year, including or going to Epic Universe? So
We're not planning to, are we?
we aren't planning at the moment. We know Epic Universe is opening in May. We know it's probably going to be really busy, but I do like the way that they've released the tickets. I don't know if it's still the same, but if you've got Universal tickets, they're allowing like 1 day into the park, which actually seems quite a nice thing to do. So you're not going to have hopefully a massive like surge, I guess. Who knows? It's probably still going to be busy, isn't it? But we haven't got plans at the moment, but we obviously are so looking forward to getting back to Universal.
Well, that'll be for us next year, won't it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we're not going to be booking flights to go and be out there for when it opens or anything like that, or even maybe later in the year.
We're not planning to.
Not planning to, but
But there's other things that we've got planned this year, haven't we?
Yeah, there's some other plans as well, and some other things we want to do.
There was another question on
what was
there
there?
that was to us. Yeah.
Which one?
Are there any special events happening during your trip?
Your birthday.
I was going to say, example, Flower and Garden. Yes, Flower and Garden is on. Oh, we're so excited, but we're a little bit disappointed because we do love the live music. There's no one really exciting playing.
Oh, there is one thing. Thank you for the question, Georgia, as well about that. That's just reminded me about talking about Flower and Garden. It's not about the Flower and Garden, but it's about Epcot and someone that we saw play.
Oh, yes.
We are going to see. I'm glad actually that reminded me.
That's excited us.
We are going. We're really looking forward to see Raffi.
If you're there at the moment, she's playing in Canada, isn't she?
She's playing in Canada. Check the times. It's probably like 2 or 3 times a day. The times that she is playing, and I think when we get there, I think she's got another 2 or 3 days to go. Is it 2 more days?
Yeah.
So we're going to hopefully get there. If you get a chance to go into Canada and watch her play, you'll love it.
She's French Canadian, so she sings in French as well.
But it's just the mix of songs. It's just the energy. We were there one night, and it got dark by then. But everyone was the first time I've kind of seen that. Everyone there just like dancing and having a good time.
She was so good. It makes me go goosebumpy thinking
and these
about
are things
that evening.
These are things as well. When it's a busy park and like the queue times are massive, there's so many things to do there as well and to enjoy. And if you're having a Coloratini whilst that's on, which is one of my favourite cocktails in Disney, in Epcot. We're thoroughly looking forward to that actually. So yeah, that reminded me seeing that.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. I'm so looking forward to that as well.
Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your questions. We will be posting on Instagram while we're out, so please check our account, Aid and Lisa. A bit of posts and stories and things like that.
And if you do happen to see us, come and say hello.
Yes,
I
please
love
say
it
hello.
actually, chatting to people. We've met some really nice people, haven't we?
Yeah, yes.
And then we've continued chatting when we've got home with some people as well on Instagram, so I really like that.
Exactly. So but thank you so much. We're so excited for this trip. Can't believe it's coming around that quickly. So
I know, I think that's the thing. You get Christmas out the way and then suddenly it's here.
I know. But really looking forward to it. Thank you again.
Thank you very much for
Take
watching.
care.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.